I found a story that involves a modern-day Moses swindling 4 million pounds from fellow worshippers to fund a life of wild extravagance. Fascinating story of Mangena, who is dubbed by some as a modern Moses. Now, you have a massive addiction when you are going to scam the church. It's like if you're looking for hard drugs in therapy or the church, you've got a serious problem. But this is a man who just wants to scam. This first story happened in 2008, but it's important to see where he came from to see where he's at now, because he came back with a vengeance. At the time, he was 24 years old. Himself and 2 accomplices set up a firm in glamorous city offices, offering a string of bogus investments with guaranteed massive profits of up to 3,000% in just 6 months. These should be massive, massive red flags. You should never give your money to someone guaranteeing some type of bogus opportunity like this. Cash was soon pouring in so fast they had to install a counting machine like it was a drug operation. It reminds me of the scenes of Scarface and Blow. They've got so much money coming in. Unfortunately, a lot of people lost money, and the money eventually went to a really nice lifestyle. 755,000 pounds have been paid as deposits, 3 luxury riverside flats, a BMW for his mother, and some cash. According to this Guardian article, he was jailed for 7 years. And despite blaming his co-defendants, that is a personality trait we'll see in just a minute. Mangena was convicted of fraudulent trading between July and March 2004, money laundering, and carrying on an unauthorized investment business. Let's see if he learned from his past mistakes. This independent article is the one I came across, that he is now rebranding as a life coach to run Ponzi scheme. Even better is he changed his name, but a tiger cannot change his stripes. There was a lawsuit filed by a couple gentlemen, which we'll get to in a minute. Apparently lost close to $1 million from this guy. So you'll see Mangena in podcasts talking about becoming financially free, how to make money, how to invest wisely. What you'll find out is it appears that all the money he has coming in are from his investors. I found this Reddit post asking about Daniel Mangena, and the replies were not pretty. There's some people talking about how they were scammed from him. I was personally scammed by him and know others as well. There was another one. Yep, here we go. Dan scammed me for $160,000. So when you see this guy, among many other influencers that are living the life, they never appear to be working. They're always traveling, living a very interesting and unique lifestyle. You never know where the money's coming from. On April 14th, 2023, Daniel posted an image with a 2 Comma Club award for Dream with Dan. He's all about dreaming your beautiful life and bringing all of that money to you. And in this program, he apparently sold $1 million worth. We'll check that in just a second. On this post, July of 2022, what would financial freedom mean to you? This is a guy who coaches others on how to find financial freedom. The irony is there's many lawsuits stating that he's been in financial trouble for a long time. And a guy posting on what looks like an exotic location about financial freedom is a little rich for me. The fact that he's struggling financially, but telling you he's going to teach you how to be financially free.
One of the things I love doing, and it's something I've been passionate about doing for the last sort of half a decade, and it's probably what I'm most famous for, is helping people to get rich. We've helped people get to Millionaire in less than a year. We've helped people create financial freedom in as little as 60 days, all of the things.
Course number 1, Abundance University, the Netflix of financial abundance. Apparently there's going to be so many different ways that you can learn how to be rich. The man who struggles to pay his Amex bill is going to teach you how to get rich is very, very, very funny to me. This is a man who sold a lot of courses on how to get rich. He is the epitome of getting rich through telling others how to get rich. Look at all these courses: money manifestation, how to be your own bank. This guy is all over. I mean, he was into prison. Maybe he could teach you how to be your own prison. Or guys like this teach you how to escape prison. Maybe he escaped many years ago, but he's back. He's back with his own little scheme of making money. The next course, Micro to Millions, all about how you're gonna start with a low net worth and balloon it over 6 months. Special price of just $497. Of course, his sales copy is very similar to every other internet marketing scheme, because he just, out of the goodness of his heart, he wants to teach you how to get rich. I mean, this is a man who will scam people in church. Do you think he's above scamming you? Of course not. I mean, look at all these bonuses he's offering just for today. A money DNA discovery system, hidden money system. There's just money hidden in your backyard. You got to go find it. You get access to a community. Who's involved in that community, I don't know. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee that's very nice of him. I wonder if he gave a money-back guarantee to the people he scammed many years ago out of his church. I found a lawsuit filed against Dan by Capybara Capital LLC, filed in May 2023. Of course, this is at a time when Daniel's posting about all of his wealth, the financial freedom he has. However, he needed to take out a loan of looks like over $100,000. This is one of those loans that is futures receivables, so it's against the money that he is set to make and hasn't received yet. And so you can get a loan. It's obviously a discount so that they can make their money. But that's a sign that maybe there was a little bit of financial challenges in Daniel's life. Just a month later, a lawsuit by the Avanza Group LLC was filed against Dreamer HQ and Dream with Daniel Mangena. This is June of 2023. Very similar lawsuit. This one, though, was almost $300,000, $299,980. This was an agreement for the accounts receivable. So to his credit, he was bringing in some revenue. How much was he actually making? Hard to tell. We'll see in just a minute. There was another lawsuit. Maybe that revenue isn't quite the revenue that you and I consider revenue. It might have been investor money. Company defendant, this would be Daniel, remitted $224,000, leaving $75,000 left. So for a millionaire to not be able to have $75,000 to pay off a loan is a little bit of a red flag.
$1 million a year isn't that difficult to do. When I introduce this mindset shift to people, it really, really supports them in breaking this down and actually getting there.
Just a couple months later, September 2023, American Express National Bank files a lawsuit against Daniel, alleging that they were owed $23,000 of unpaid credit card bills. Daniel, why were you not able to pay that money back? Was it because you couldn't find another investor? December 2023, just a couple months after that, Theodosia Billy Streets files a lawsuit against Daniel and all of his companies. Unfortunately, this one is a very sad story. She invested $20,000 of her own money. In addition, she took out some credit cards because Daniel offered her, of course, a great way to make money. It's passive income. Don't you understand passive income, how lucrative it is? You just give a guy like Daniel money, and then he's going to give you a significant return. You don't have to do anything. This started in December 2020 when she was introduced to Daniel, a self-proclaimed life coach and motivational speaker, generally not the best people to give your money to. And he unfortunately also presented himself as someone whose life goal is to help others find what they really wanted to achieve in life. I can guarantee that she was not interested in getting scammed. That was not her life passion or pursuits. It was to make money. And unfortunately, these people are very vulnerable because when they meet up with a con man, that con man's going to give them exactly what they want to hear. Swap their six-figure salary with a completely passive income. So what does she do? She gives Daniel $20,000, and she was promised that she would receive a profit of at least $60,000 in the first year. So a 3x return. You can only do that in crypto pump and dump. So I'd be very, very, very careful with engaging with anyone who can tell you that they can make a 3x return. Because if they actually could, take my money. I'd love to get rich overnight. Even better, I found this text message exchange in the lawsuit where Daniel claimed that they pay the minimums on the credit card. So this victim took out a bunch of credit card debt, allegedly gave it to him for this investment scheme, and was not receiving the minimum payments, as he allegedly told them they would. To date, over $79,000 has been charged on Street's credit cards, which she continues to pay off each month. Where that money went, we do not know. Wink, wink. Daniel seems to travel a lot. Wink, wink. He lives in Cabo in a very nice house with a beautiful backdrop. Wink, wink. I wonder where that money went. I think I know. Just the other day, filed in New York on October 10th, 2024, we have another lawsuit by Paul Gavriani and Vince Falcone and their businesses suing Daniel Mangena. This one is kind of similar, but much, much worse. This is one of those schemes where Daniel claimed to have an expertise in e-commerce, so they took a lot of money. He claims on his website here, and this is part of what lured the victims in, that he himself earns between $30,000 and $50,000 in passive income each month. I don't think that's passive. It's very active. He runs ads, brings in investor money, takes it, never returns it. But yeah, I think you've caught on to that by now. And unfortunately, in this scheme, here we go, defendant ensnares Mr. Gavriani. So back in 2020, of course, Daniel offers him a lucrative opportunity to pay him multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars as he was 54 and would soon be approaching retirement. Let's take that money, instead of giving it to a traditional retirement account that's a lot safer than some random life coach on the internet. He's going to take that money and help make this victim a lot of money monthly. There was an introductory call, and upon Daniel's fraudulent omissions and statements of fact, This guy signed up for Daniel's coaching program, for which he paid a $4,000 initiation fee and agreed to pay $1,000 per month for as long as he was in the program. There's a lot of money. This is a very good business because you get the money up front, and then that all the coaching is all about how you can get rich through all these passive income streams. And oh, would you believe that? I happen to have an offering just for you. Over time, you start to get to know the con man a little bit, and guess what happens? Defendant Mangena in November 2021 proposed that he invest in a passive income opportunity involving arbitraging books, purchasing them cheaply and selling them for more on Amazon. During COVID, there was a huge push for all of these guys to sell their expertise on making millions on Amazon, and they're going to help you turn your hard-earned income into passive income. And fortunately, a lot of people signed up. Playing on the plaintiff's trust in him, which trust had been built up over nearly 16 months of one-on-one coaching. So Daniel had already made a lot of money off this guy. And of course, the whole time he's probably prepping him for all these passive income opportunities. He assured the plaintiff that this experience would be different because he would be running this store such that there was not possible for Mr. Gaviani to be ripped off. This is the best part, that he lied about running the store. And this is what I can't stand about these guys, is they claim to have an expertise. However, they never were. They just pass it off to someone else. Con man Daniel gained trust in the victim, and he earned himself a $15,000 payday to set up the Amazon store, which of course just went to his pockets. And the victim was apparently going to receive roughly $600 to $750 per week based on the store's performance. As you probably can guess, there was no store performance because it was a terrible investment. What really hurts about reading this is this guy clearly was very vulnerable because the first store wasn't going so well, in which he had already outlaid significant amount of money. Daniel, then in February 24th, 2022, in May of 2022, they reached into two more agreements, investing $200,000 into the partnership for a total of $400,000 with those funds loaned to Corner 4 at a minimum interest rate of 5% per month. What's really sad is the guy handed over $400,000 with the promise of 5% returns per month. That'd be 60% per year. That is a significant amount. We're talking about $240,000 returned on $400,000. Why would they need your money? But when you have trust in a con man, unfortunately, that's what they can do. They can lure this out of you. The plaintiff began receiving interest-only payments on the investments beginning in the month immediately following entering into the agreement. This is why the Ponzi schemes can become so powerful, because someone starts receiving money back. The first interest-only payment was basically the payment minus just a small 10% fee. But when you're making that much money, you're like, oh yeah, 10%, that's nothing. So then what do? You start telling your friends, this thing is legit. I found a way to get rich without having to work. Because of that investment scheme apparently working out for a short period of time, this plaintiff introduced the investment to a friend of his. After poor communication and the money drying up, of course, then defendant Mangena's deceit is discovered. They unfortunately did not know about his past because he did change his name, so maybe they did a little research and weren't able to find anything. However, finding out that this guy is a convicted fraudster probably didn't sit well with them. By September 2023, one of the plaintiffs provided Mangena with notice of termination because they had realized that this guy was a complete fraud, and let's just terminate the agreement, let's get my money back. And of course, the money had already dried up by then, and so they had lost, allegedly, combined, what they claim is $1 million between the two. This, my friends, is how Daniel makes his money. If you were scrolling his Instagram back during that time, you would think this guy has life figured out. He's traveling, going to nice exotic locations. His posts seem to indicate that he's financially free. But as you may find out, a lot of what you see on Instagram isn't reality. Thanks so much for watching.